Hi everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus with Threshold of Hineni, and we're going to do the next step in making this little explosion box. I went ahead and did some stuff off camera that either you had already seen or that I'm going to do on camera now, but I figured you didn't need to see me, ink things up 6 times. Or 8 times, I think it is actually. So what we've got, we had done this on camera. I had painted this center here, which I'm going to still put something in there. And then we had put this little background on, and I've got a little tuck here on each of them. And then I went around and I inked all of these because I hadn't already inked them. And see what a difference that makes to have it inked? It gives it a lot more character. I put these on the back. Okay, these are 2.5-inch squares that I put on the back. Okay, so we're done with this for now. Okay, we're not going to work on that anymore. I want to work on the outer box. So, first of all, we need to put it all together. So we've got all these. I inked all these up while I was off camera. I did all of the creases, and oops, I missed some edges. So let's go ahead and do that. I guess I will do that part on camera. Somehow I missed that. Hopefully I didn't on any of the others. We'll take a quick look at them to make sure, because they're a lot easier to ink up when they're separate like this than when they're all glued together in one big huge thing. So anyway, and while I was doing all this, I had a really good telephone conversation with a friend who helped me with kind of just thinking through some of the things that I need to do. Not with this, but just life. My new widowhood status, having to do things for myself that I'm not used to doing. And so, yeah, it's good to have friends that you can get some advice from. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these ones here that have the writing on them are going to be the center. Okay, and we're going to have to do something to cover all that up on one of them. So what we're going to do is we want to take it so that these are, it's kind of like a windmill or kind of thing. They're all going to go facing the same direction. Okay, so we've got it like this. And this is our bottom. It's all going to be glued together, so it's going to be nice and sturdy. Okay, so I'm going to first glue these two together right here. And that's easy enough. See, and just to show you what we're going for in the end, so that you know, like when you're putting them together, what it's going to do is it's going to fold up like this. Wait, no. This. Okay, so that our walls will be double-sided too, so they're extra sturdy, but they won't be glued together. So this is our outer box. Okay, and we're going to put, like some of these papers and stuff on it, and put pockets and all kinds of other good stuff. So that all falls open like this when you take the lid off. Okay, so let's start gluing these down. And so with this glue, I don't really feel like I have to put it all over in the middle. Like you do with a lot of glues. I can just do it on the edges, and that's definitely going to hold it. Uh-oh. I think this glue is almost out. Okay, we're going to have to get the other glue to work. Sorry. Hopefully it's not going to be real difficult. Oh, I think it's going to work. Yay. This glue can get kind of thick, and so if it is... Now that's thick because it's kind of dried. Like I said, I had left this open accidentally one night, and I haven't used it since, so I haven't gotten the dry stuff out of the way. So this glue can be kind of thick, so you want to kind of run your nozzle through it if it is, because you don't want to end up with, with bumps, which it probably wouldn't get with cardstock, but when you're using this with paper, and this works with fabric and everything. And I mean, you could totally use fabric to cover this box too. It would be really neat. Okay, so we want to match this all up, because it won't fold up right if we don't have all the edges matched up perfectly. We want to make sure that it's all going to fold good. There we go. Fold well, I guess. Okay, so then this is the next one that goes down, so I need to glue. I'm just going to go ahead and glue on this right here since I've got that right in front of me. Okay, so and I'm not going right up against the edge because when you'll see when I use my wipe on it, I kind of squish the glue out towards the edges. So that'll get it all just where it needs to be without squirting all over the table and stuff, hopefully. Okay, so see I'm kind of squirting it out, and some of the glue squirts out, and that's fine. Okay, and I should check on the bottom too. Okay, now let's make sure that this is still folding up okay before the glue dries. Okay, so this and this. So far, so good. Yay. Okay. And see, if you used poster board, you could just cut it into this big square. This would be like 18 inches by 18 inches, and then score 6 inches and 12 inches. You could do that. You wouldn't have this really heavy-duty bottom to it, but that had actually been my original plan, was to use a big piece of poster board. But I don't have a car right now, and I didn't feel like waiting until I could get a ride. So I thought of file folders, and I actually like this idea better. The only thing that's not perfect about the file folders is this printing here, because I really only want my papers, I don't want them to come all the way to the edge, but they're either going to have to come all the way to the edge in the center, which isn't, it's not a huge big deal, it's just one, or I'm going to have to paint it like I did the other and try not to use as much paint, because that was way too much paint. Okay, let's make sure that this is all going to fold up okay. Because I'm like doing this in my head, but not, I haven't tried it before. This is the first time I've done this. So I want to take you guys through my entire process of my thinking and everything. Okay, so this one here is catching up just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to just crease that. Okay. And then it should work fine. There we go. Yep, that works fine. Okay, so it all works good. Okay, so this is the outer layer. So everything on this is going to show, except we're going to have another box on top of this that'll cover up most of it, but it won't cover this outside edge. So we're going to have to figure out something to do with that outside edge that's not going to get in the way of this folding. But in the meantime, we want to do something on each of these squares, on the front and on the back. Now the back is going to be the outside of the box, and I might wait to do that because I really haven't decided. I want it to be something that's going to look special, because it's the outside of the box. So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do on that yet, but let's just go ahead and do these. So I've got, now on each of these I'm going to put down, a piece of paper, but then I'm going to have something else like pockets and stuff on it. So, and I cut all these out. These are like 5 and, let's measure it, 5 1/4. Yeah, 5 1/4. They're 5 1/4 inches squared. 5 1/4 this way, 5 1/4 this way, and I cut out a whole bunch, probably more than I need. And what I want to do is I want to have, like the ones across from each other will be the same, and I want like fairly plain backgrounds for that part. Okay, because we'll have pockets or other things on top of them that are going to cover that up. Let's do the same thing with these corners. Do I by any chance have 4 of those? No. Okay, so let's, now we've got brown there. I really want blue. Okay, let's do, or maybe I should save these blue ones. Okay, let's do this. This is going to be, wait, yeah, this is going to be up, right? Wait, nope, it's going to go this direction. Okay. And then this will go this direction, but it's this one here. And let's go for these two. Okay, so those are the ones that we're going to put on here. And I've cut them and I've rounded the corners and I distressed them. And these don't have anything printed on the back because they're just going to be glued down. I have some other papers that I've printed on the back because you're gonna see both sides of them. But this, we're just gonna see the one side. So this is like a background that we're putting down. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue all of these on. Now some glues, you'll want to also put some in the middle. But if you're using this glue, it seriously is just super strong. And another nice thing about this glue is that if any of it is left on the paper or anything, it dries completely clear. You can't even see that it's there. Okay, so none came out there. Okay, so this is going to be going up like this. Yeah, so I want it this way. Do you see what I'm doing? As I'm lifting this up, I want to see like where's the bottom going to be. And so I want the design to be upright. Okay, so this is the bottom. So that's what I've got to keep track of as I'm doing this, is what's going to be the bottom of the box, what's going to be this side down, and what's going to be up. That was kind of thin over here. I don't think that'll go all the way to the edge. Okay, maybe this too. Okay. So, and I'm just kind of, I'm centering it, but I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not measuring it or anything. I'm just trying to get it pretty much centered. Okay, and I think that'll work just fine. Okay, and then we've got this one over here. And like I said, these are just going to be backgrounds. There's going to be other things like pockets and, little doors and stuff glued to these, so they don't have to be your favorites, is what I'm saying. They can be some of your favorites, and that's okay, but not much of them is going to show. Okay, so I need to dab this here. Great. Okay, so let's turn this a little bit. Oh, I don't think I cleaned that paintbrush. I'm not thinking very well these days, which I think is understandable, right? So, doing my best. And you know what, you guys, doing this really is helping. My friend Bonnie, Bonnie and Misty both invited me to be more active in the groups that I was in. Suggesting that it probably would be good for me, and they were both right. I mean, this has been really helpful. And, in one group I'm not really participating in the project, I'm just like commenting on other people's stuff and everything, but it blesses me to see the beautiful stuff, and that cheers me up, and just, to have the interaction. I guess right now my tendency, for those of you who don't know, my husband was killed in a car wreck 3 weeks ago. My tendency right now is to kind of isolate myself. And I realized that that's probably not good. It was one thing, when I isolated myself with Bill, and it was just us. But now, I would be completely isolated, and that would not be good. So, okay, this is going to go up this way, so I have to have this going that direction. I'm not sure, this might be off camera because I only have so much space and I can't push this up because of the sewing machine. So, but I was just doing the same thing that I did with that one, just trying to get it going the right direction so it would be right side up when the box is closed. Okay, so we're going to turn it and get these other ones here. Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing, I hope. Sorry. I mean, it's like I would have done some of this stuff ahead of time so that you don't have to watch me do it all, but then I wouldn't have been able to show you gluing the thing together and how that works and everything. So, and I don't have any editing capabilities yet, so I can't, you know, like put two pieces of recording together. So you can fast forward, which, by the way, when I watch videos, almost any time that I watch videos, unless it's, you know, a song, I speed it up. And the way to do that, if you're on your phone, if you kind of like tap on it, then you'll see 3 dots up in the corner, in the right hand corner. Click on that and choose playback speed, and then speed it up to like 125 to 150%. And you can still understand what the person's saying. Now, I tend to talk really fast normally. I think these days I'm probably talking a lot slower, but I tend to talk pretty fast normally, so you might not really be able to speed some of mine up. But most videos, like when I watch TED Talks or sermons or anything, I speed them up, and I don't lose anything from that. And that way I have more time to watch more videos or actually do what's in the videos or whatever I need to do. But I like to watch YouTube videos. I learn a lot from them, and I get really inspired by a lot of them. And so that's how I can watch a lot of them and still get a lot done. Wow, this is a lot of brown, huh? But these are going to be the backgrounds. Okay, we're going to have a lot of blue. Brown and blue, and kind of some pink in here too. But not like, you know, girly girl pink. Kind of a brownish pink, I guess you'd say. Not really peach either. Okay, so that's the last one of those. And I think everything is all yeah. Okay, so we've got this little thing sticking out here from where we creased it, so I'm going to see if I can trim that off, because I don't really like that. Maybe not until everything's dry, and then I think I could get in there and trim that a little bit. Okay, so here's that. Okay, so these are all done like that. So now what I want to do, I need to close this, clean it off, and stand it right upside down. Let's get this kind of filled up there first. There we go. Okay, stand it upside down so it's ready to use. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside while it dries. I've got these papers that I printed, you know, front and back. And I want to make, from some of them, I want to make kind of a door thing on these. I don't know what I did here. And on others, I want to make pockets and stuff. So, actually, I guess I do need this so I can measure. Okay, so these are, what did I say, 5 1/4? 5 1/4. So I need these to be basically double that. I need them to be 10 1/2, or 10 1/4 probably is what I'm going to want. So I think I'm going to put this one on these two, okay, as little open door thingies. I saw someone do that on one of these. It's not my idea, but I watched so many videos about the exploding boxes that I forget who had what ideas. And I think usually they got their ideas from somebody else too, so I don't feel real bad. Okay, so 10 1/2. Is this even 10 1/2 inches wide? Oh yeah, I'm just going to have to cut off a little bit. So I'm going to cut it off this edge. So, and I want to cut it just slightly less than 10 1/2 so that it doesn't run into itself. Okay, 10 1/2. And then 5 1/4. we're going to make it a little bit less, and actually let's make this even a little bit less. Let's make this more like 10 1/4. Okay, so that we, well, even, let's just make it 10. That way we do still have some of that brown as a border around it. Okay, so we're going to make that 10, and then we're going to make it, we had 5 1/4, so let's make it 4 3/4. Let's make it 4 1/2. Okay, that way we'll still be able to see the brown, because we do want that as kind of a background. So that doesn't cut it in half. So we're going to save this. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with this one. We want it to be, how much? 9 7/8. 9 7/8. Okay, 9 7/8 by 4 3/8. Four and it's really, is that 4 3/8? No, it's not. It's 4 and 5. 4 1/2. It's 4 1/2. Okay. 4 1/2. Okay. So now we'll see if what I'm thinking is going to work. If it's the way that I remembered it working on the other one that I was watching. Okay, so I think I'm going to put it on top of these round ones. I'm going to pull it like this that you can see. Okay, and so what I want to do is I want to have it be like a door that's going to open up like this. Does that leave enough of a, yeah, it leaves some border. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so let's find where would be the center. I don't want to fold it on that, but I just want to kind of, I'm kind of creasing it just a little tiny bit right there, just so I know where I need to come to. And I'm bringing this into that and creasing. And then I'm bringing this side into the same place and creasing. And that way I've got a little door kind of thing that can open here. See, like this. Isn't that cute? Okay, now I need to distress the edges, and I just dropped my distressing inker thingy. So let me get that. It keeps going out, down through that cord hole for some reason. Ugh. Okay. So let's round the corners. Oops, that's over here. Round the corners, and I'm running up on half an hour here. I want to decide whether I want to have like any lace or anything on it. Or any other kind of decoration. I don't know. Because I want to make sure that I don't lose writing space, and I don't want a whole bunch of stuff that's going to make it hard to write either, because I'm using this for a Bible study. This is going to be my Bible study notes and summaries and stuff, and this is going to be on the bottom, not the back, but on the bottom, and so it's going to be like, you know, the part where I'd have the most narrative, probably, talking about what I've learned and how I want to apply it and stuff. So, okay. Now on here, I want to make sure I get the creases. I'm just going to do this one, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and start a new video because I'm coming up on half an hour here. Okay. Now I could have distressed this with my blue ink, but I think I'm kind of sticking to the brown. So I'm distressing both the inside and the outside. The only part that's not going to show is the very back part of this because it's going to be glued to the paper like that. Okay, so this is going to be glued and it's going to be a little doorway kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera. I'll turn it back on and I'll post it tomorrow and we'll see what we're going to do with this. All right, I love you all. Isn't this fun? I think it's exciting. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.